I was a bit open-minded about what my objectives were when I sort of set out coming here, but two essential objectives. One was to explore opportunities for a partnership with people or companies within India already, and the other one was just to get an idea of whether or not developing our customer base from Europe into India was something which would be a useful, tangible, realistic sort of opportunity for us. We are an engineering consultancy, first and foremost, so we don't sell products. We sell services more wrapped up as solutions rather than just simply a bit of service within a bigger project. So the sectors or the areas where we typically will have customers are going to be automotive, but we also expand into marine, defence and aerospace. And the majority of our work is sort of is developed from a diagnostic OBD type background, which has allowed us to. But diagnostics has evolved a lot over the years, and as such, our skill set has necessarily need to evolve with it. So that skill set now encompasses software development, calibration, and validation, verification, certification, legislation and compliance. And you sort of chuck all those things into a pot, and you then realise that actually we can and do and have done software development and calibration well outside the OBD box. We've got full internal combustion engine software packages, BMS software packages, fuel cell software packages. And from the diagnostics point of view, that has extended into prognostics, functional safety legislation, and all the extra effort that comes with functional safety from the point of view of validation and verification, all the way through to prognostics and the challenges of predictive maintenance using things like machine learning, and also telematics and data analysis off the back of that. So those are the sorts of services that we've got application experience with. And as I say, we're pretty sector agnostic. It's anything from aviation, automotive, through to fish farms and anything else in between, sort of thing. I think anyone who is based out of Pune, the climate here is fantastic, the people here are lovely, and I definitely want an excuse to come back to Pune. I'm not going to be too... One would obviously answer that question to sort of list the top 3 biggest, most busy and sort of high-profile companies, but we're a small company, so I like to sort of work with companies of a similar sort of size, in the sense that it's a more even relationship, and I think there's plenty of like-minded, small, agile companies out there we can hook up with and bring a sort of collaborative solutions where the synergies work together. So, and we can take those to the bigger companies. Those are the relationships that are going to be easier to develop. Those are the people who are going to be more open-minded to listening, and I think together we've got a more realistic opportunity of opening doors to the bigger companies. So yeah, I think in terms of, there's probably a fish analogy in there somewhere, in terms of I don't want to eat a whale on my first meal, so we'll start with some smaller fish first, sort of thing. I think the people who are offering fully integrated systems, so some OEMs still do that, other OEMs are more about manufacturing, and so they buy in a fully engineered system. So again, my immediate feeling is that the differentiation between an OEM and a tier one is getting a bit cloudy. Yeah. So I think where we can offer best value, and I think where our skills and attitude and application experience is best applied is going to be the wherever that full system is being offered as a full solution, from the sort of CAD all the way through to a legislatively compliant vehicle application ready to sell to customers, sort of thing. Typically OEMs, UK based, so sure. Yeah, it's a dwindling sort of list, unfortunately, but you know, there's nothing I can do about that, as it were, in terms of that's historical fact. I can simply look to the future and see where there are OEMs that kind of could benefit from our knowledge and experience. I think on balance, I think it is probably the most important market right now. I do have reasons for saying that, but it's one of the biggest countries, and I don't know the numbers or anything in terms of population and stuff like that, but it's up there, sort of, let's say in the top 3 probably. But it's got an energy to it and a vitality, and I think it's got a sort of opportunity to lead, to show some, you know, to be a leader in terms of the decisions it makes as a country, if one can say a country makes decisions. But yeah, I think it can define how the world will take on the challenge of decarbonising transport, essentially. So I think of all the countries out there, I think India's got them. Right now, I think the decisions it makes will have a significant impact into how successful the whole carbon decarbonisation transition effort will be. I want to carry on enjoying doing engineering, because unless you're enjoying what you're doing, then you're not really going to be very good at it, or at least people won't really want to do it with you, sort of thing. So I think selfishly, don't really care so long as I'm still enjoying doing engineering. Yeah. And I think if I'm enjoying doing engineering, then a sort of fallout of that will be that it'll be in a good healthy place, sort of thing. Honestly, I haven't a clue, because I come with expectations that are built from going to European type motor shows, and again, things have changed so much in the last 5 years, let alone the last sort of 20 or 30 years. So I'm going to go with an open mind and just see what's going on, and just absorb the information. I just hope to meet some interesting sort of people who we can look forward to doing some interesting projects with. And I'm definitely sure they will be there, sort of thing, that sort of person.